A small research team, led by the brilliant but jaded Dr. Ava Chen, braved the unforgiving cold. They were here on a mission, one that could change our understanding of climate change forever. Their mission, to study the effects of climate change on the glaciers. Each day they ventured out into the icy wilderness, collecting data and samples. They were alone, isolated. The nearest human beings were hundreds of miles away, and the only company they had was each other and the endless expanse of ice, surrounded by a vast white nothingness. The silence was deafening, broken only by the howling wind and the occasional crack of shifting ice. Dr. Chen shivered, pulling her parka tighter. The cold was relentless, seeping into their bones despite their heavy winter clothing. She checked the readings on her instruments. The data was alarming, showing a rapid increase in the rate of glacier melt. The glacier was melting at an alarming rate, faster than they had anticipated. The ice was retreating, revealing dark, ancient secrets buried for millennia, faster than they had anticipated. The implications were dire, not just for Antarctica, but for the entire planet. This was their last season here. The data they had collected was invaluable, but it was time to leave. The ice was becoming too unstable. Soon the ice would consume their research station. The structures they had called home for months would be buried under tons of snow and ice. Then it would swallow everything. The relentless advance of the glacier would erase all traces of their presence, leaving nothing but a frozen wasteland. One day everything changed. The Antarctic, a land of eternal ice and silence, was suddenly alive with a new, unsettling energy. The vast frozen expanse that had stood undisturbed for millennia was now a stage for something inexplicable. The silence of the frozen wasteland was broken. It started with a faint, almost imperceptible sound, a whisper carried by the icy winds. Then the ice began to crack and shift, as if awakening from a deep slumber. Strange sounds emanated from the depths of the glacier, low guttural hums, rhythmic pulses, like a heartbeat. These sounds were unlike anything the researchers had ever encountered. They seemed to resonate with the very core of the ice, as if the glacier itself was alive. The team huddled around the monitors, their faces etched with concern. They analyzed the data, trying to make sense of the mysterious sounds. The readings were unlike anything they had seen before, defying all known scientific explanations. These sounds, they were not natural. They defied the laws of physics and geology. The scientists were baffled, their minds racing with questions and theories. What could be causing these sounds? Was it a natural phenomenon or something more sinister? Dr. Chen, ever the scientist, dismissed it as ice shifting. She tried to reassure the team, attributing the sounds to the natural movements of the glacier, but her words did little to ease the growing unease among the researchers. But deep down, a shiver of unease ran down her spine. Dr. Chen couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. The sounds were too rhythmic, too deliberate. It was as if the ice was trying to communicate with them. The sounds grew louder, more insistent. They echoed through the ice caves, reverberating off the walls and filling the air with an eerie, otherworldly melody. The researchers could no longer ignore them. They had to find the source. They seemed to be calling out to them, beckoning them closer. The team, driven by a mix of curiosity and fear, ventured deeper into the glacier. They followed the sounds, navigating the treacherous ice and braving the freezing temperatures. There was something beneath the ice, something ancient, something alive? The researchers could feel it in their bones, an ancient presence waiting to be discovered. What secrets did the ice hold? And what would they find when they finally uncovered the source of the whispers in the ice? Dr. Chen decided to investigate. They lowered a high-sensitivity hydrophone into a newly formed crevasse. The sounds intensified, clearer now. A pattern emerged, then it hit them. It was Morse code. A chill settled over the team. Someone, or something, was sending a message from beneath the ice. A message from a time long forgotten. Dr. Chen's heart pounded in her chest. This was beyond anything she could have imagined. What had they stumbled upon? The message changed everything. It was a signal unlike any they had ever encountered, a mysterious transmission that defied all known frequencies and patterns. The scientists stationed in Antarctica were initially baffled, their minds racing with possibilities. Could it be a natural phenomenon, or was it something more? The implications were staggering. Their mission shifted from climate research to something far greater. The team, originally focused on studying the effects of climate change on the polar ice caps, now found themselves at the forefront of a potential groundbreaking discovery. The urgency in their work was palpable as they scrambled to reconfigure their equipment to trace the origin of the signal. They had to uncover the source of the signal. Maps were spread out, theories were debated, and every piece of data was scrutinized. The signal seemed to be coming from deep within the ice, a place untouched for millennia. The team knew that whatever was down there, it had been waiting for a very long time. They had to know who or what was sending it. Theories ranged from ancient civilizations to extraterrestrial origins. The camp buzzed with excitement and a hint of fear. What if they were about to uncover something that humanity was not ready to face? The weight of their discovery pressed heavily on their minds. The team, their scientific curiosity overriding their fear, decided to dig. They knew the risks involved, but the potential rewards were too great to ignore. With meticulous planning, they prepared their drilling equipment, ensuring that every detail was accounted for. The harsh Antarctic conditions added to the challenge, but their determination was unwavering. They brought in heavy machinery. The roar of engines and the clanking of metal echoed across the frozen landscape. The team worked tirelessly, their breath visible in the frigid air, as they operated the heavy machinery needed to penetrate the ancient ice. Each moment was a step closer to the unknown. Drilling through the ancient ice, the drill bit into the ice, layer by layer, revealing secrets that had been locked away for thousands of years. The deeper they went, the more they felt the weight of history pressing down on them. Every turn of the drill brought them closer to the source of the signal. Each layer they peeled back heightened the tension. The ice cores they extracted were like pages of a book, each one telling a story of a time long past. The scientists examined them with great care, knowing that any clue could be crucial. The tension in the camp was palpable as everyone waited with bated breath for the next discovery. The deeper they dug, the stronger the signal became. It was as if the ice itself was guiding them, urging them to continue. The signal's strength was a beacon, drawing them ever closer to its source. The scientists monitored their equipment closely, their eyes fixed on the indicators that showed the increasing intensity of the transmission. The ice surrounding the drill site seemed to vibrate with an unnatural energy. It was a phenomenon that none of them could explain, a strange resonance that seemed to pulse in time with the signal. The air was thick with anticipation as the team realized they were on the brink of a monumental discovery. Something was waiting for them down there, something extraordinary. As they peered into the depths of the ice, they could see a faint glimmer, a hint of what lay beneath. The realization that they were about to uncover something that could change the course of history filled them with awe and trepidation. The dig had begun, and there was no turning back. Section 5. A Glimpse of Metal. After weeks of relentless work, they hit something, not ice but metal. Cold, smooth, alien metal. It gleamed under the harsh glare of the Antarctic sun. A collective gasp escaped the team. They had discovered something truly remarkable. A vast metallic structure lay entombed within the glacier. Its smooth, featureless surface reflected the harsh landscape around it. What was this thing? A buried spaceship? An ancient artifact? The answer, it seemed, lay within. Section 6. Implications and Theories. The implications of their discovery were staggering. If this was indeed an alien structure, it would rewrite history, challenge everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe. Theories ran rampant. Could this be evidence of a long-lost civilization, a crashed spacecraft from a distant star system? The possibilities were endless, each more fantastic than the last. The world held its breath, waiting for answers. Answers that Dr. Chen and her team were determined to find. Section 7. The world reacts. News of the discovery spread like wildfire. The world watched with bated breath as Dr. Chen's team prepared to enter the structure. Governments demanded answers. Religious leaders offered interpretations. The internet exploded with speculation. Some hailed it as the dawn of a new era, a chance for humanity to join a galactic community. Others warned of the dangers, of the potential for invasion or contamination. The world was a powder keg of anticipation, fear, and hope. All eyes were on Antarctica. Section 8. Unanswered Questions. Dr. Chen and her team finally breached the structure's smooth metallic hide. What they found inside was beyond their wildest dreams and their worst nightmares. But that, as they say, is a story for another time. The mysteries of the universe are vast and unyielding. Some secrets, it seems, are not meant to be uncovered. Section 9. A Future Uncertain. The discovery in Antarctica changed everything. It forced humanity to confront the possibility that we are not alone, that our history is not our own. The future, once a predictable path, was now a vast, uncharted territory, a future where anything was possible, and everything was at stake. The ice had spoken. The question was, would we listen?